Hey guys, 7 WWE Rocks here. Thank you for joining me on episode 23 of Saturday Night's Kickout. Excuse me. Usually I start off with Raw. I go in the order of everything happening. So I go Raw, usually NXT, and then TNA when it was on, a weekly basis. Or now it is, of course. But when it took that break, I talk about other things. But I'm going to do it out of order because I know a few people wanted me to do a TNA review. So that's going to take up most of the video today. I'm going to talk a little about Raw, a little about Lucha Underground, NXT a little, but it's mostly going to be the TNA review. It's first episode back on Destination America. Or not back. It's first episode back on, television. It is now on its new channel, Destination America. Really excited for it. It was a really good event to start off. Kick off a new, I guess I would say, a new era of TNA Impact Wrestling. So let's get right into it. I'm going to review for it. Hopefully you enjoy. And if you wanted to listen to Raw and you don't really care about TNA or something, then go forward in this video. Or if you're watching it live, thank you very much. And maybe you can just come back or something. But yeah, let's get right into this review. Got my notes in front of me, and I'm just going to go off from it. So TNA kicked off with, at first, a little highlight or package video of, some wrestler picked up a sign that said, "You're coming to Destination America, your bus awaits you." So it was like them all getting on the buses. It showed Bobby Roode giving an inspirational speech. It showed MVP talking to his guys, James Storm talking about his revolution. At first, I will admit, a lot of people really liked it and thought it was a really cool thing. And at first, I thought it was kind of cheesy. I was like, this is kind of boring. Or not boring, but I was like, I don't really need this. I want to start off really huge. And it really did. So at first, I was thinking it's kind of cheesy, it's inspirational and stuff, but I didn't really want to see that. So they get to the stop. Two buses stop at the same time. They showed the New York building they were in, the Manhattan Center, I believe is what it's called. And the faces, all the good guys and the heels, all the bad guys got out of their buses and all just met up. I don't know if you've seen the movie Kick-Ass 2, but it was just like that. The bad guys against the good guys lining up face to face. And I thought it was kind of funny. I was like, oh, of course that would happen. They're all in their tights. It must have been freezing cold because it's New York, but they're all in their tights, all in wrestling gear, just staring down. It was Bobby Lashley and Bobby Roode staring down. And Kenny King, he said a line from, I think, what MVP said during his little inspirational speech to his guys. He was like, "Forget this, let's search and destroy." And he went and just punched him. Kenny King's always getting everybody in trouble, including him. He punched Roode, and they just did a huge brawl, and it led into the actual Manhattan Center where all the fans were, which I think was a really, really good way to open up the show. I mean, it got the fans into it. The wrestlers were, up close to them, so they were, really excited for that, and, of course they should be. They were fighting each other. Everybody was, beating the crap out of each other. Bad guys, everyone was there. It was really cool to see. I really enjoyed it. But they were, in different areas of the arena, so that was really cool. And, it was a huge brawl to open up the show, which was really well done. And it shows this is going to be a good show. It's fighting, all this great stuff's happening. This is how you start off a show. So I really like that. So led out to Kurt Angle coming out and saying, this is the Manhattan Center. This is New York City. We're going to do this right. Everyone's going to defend their belt. Loki, you're defending your belt. Terrence Terrell, you're defending your belt. James Storm, Abyss, you're defending the tag belts. And, of course, the main event was already set. But everyone's defending their belts, and we're doing this right. So that was really cool. MVP cut him off and basically said, you're 1996 Kurt Angle was Olympic gold medalist. 2015 Kurt Angle is nothing but a crappy guy in a suit. And so basically Kurt Angle finally said he is stepping down from his executive board of directors, type deal thing. He's stepping down. He is leaving, but he is now stepping up as an active competitor and said, "You MVP, we're gonna face each other in a street fight right now." And he clotheslined MVP. It went to commercial, which was kind of disappointing. But Kurt Angle's back. I'm a little worried now. Every time he's gonna start wrestling, it's gonna be kind of worried to see him. Because, I don't want him to come back too early. I think that's actually what he did. I think he got injured in 2014, 2013 maybe, and then came back, and they already had to put him back up on the shelves. But good. It was a good way to open up his first match. It was a street fight. And I say street fight. They were in street clothes, but it was nothing like a street fight. No, I don't even think a single weapon was brought out. But you know, it was a good match for Kurt Angle not to do too much. And I thought a better way for that was for them to have used weapons, them to start. You know, I hear from wrestlers in interviews and stuff that street fights and all that stuff is actually easier than an actual wrestling match, which I can very well see. But yeah, no weapons were brought out. It was like an okay match. It wasn't that great, but honestly, after like really thinking about it, you know, these matches were pretty short, like all of them. So there wasn't really a match that really stole the show for me. Really made me think, oh, they're you know, this is a great new direction for TNA. But I'll get into it more. So yeah, street fight happened. Then after that, Kurt Angle got the win with a Olympic slam, and then he got the pin. And it looked like MVP kicked out, but they said he didn't. It was 3 count. Kurt Angle got the win. So moving on, they now announced that cameras will be everywhere on TNA. They're doing a whole new thing where there'll be like backstage cameras. They like look secret, you know, in secret places and stuff. They're gonna be showing the guys running the production booth and all the, you know, TVs and cameras and stuff. They're going to be showing backstage people. They showed Samoa Joe, Jesse Daughters, and all of them like laughing and stuff backstage, which I didn't really like, but because I didn't like a face, you know, talking to a heel. I know that's really stupid of me, and you know, kayfabe's dead, and everyone knows wrestling's fake, but I don't like when the face is showing a face talking to a heel. But that was not the question. That was not what it seemed, because somebody was actually a heel. We'll talk about that later. So cameras are everywhere. And then moved on. They finally showed Josh Matthews and Taz. They were up. They were pretty far up in like the top, the high decks of the arena. And basically it was Josh Matthews, Taz. And I really did enjoy the commentary. I thought Josh Matthews did a great job. I honestly really did think I tweeted this. I really felt like it sounded like he's been doing this with TNA for like years. Like I thought Josh Matthews was great, really good as a lead guy. I think once he was given this opportunity, he's gonna run with it, and I think he's doing great. So, but they said Mike Tenay is definitely not, you know, taking Mike Tenay's plays and coming out from under him. Mike Tenay will be doing a series called TNA Unlocked, I think, something like that. Impact Wrestling Unlocked, and it's basically just giving guys promo time. I see it as they're saying it'll showcase stats and like highlights and stuff, but they showed a clip from it, and it's James Storm. It was Mike Tenay talking to James Storm, but it wasn't like he was out of character. It was like him asking him how far has the revolution come and such, and James Storm giving his like in-character answers. What kind of bugged me was you could see MVP in the back going over his match. I think it's like a cool thing for like wrestling fans that like that, but maybe, you know, wrestling fans that, you know, don't like to see, you know, that kind of stuff, see, oh, they're working on a match, you know, that's, you know, showing that's, you know, everyone knows it's fake, but it kind of bugged me. Let me know what you guys think. I like it, but it's just one of those things where it's like, you know, I don't want to see those guys, you know, going over their match. You know, every once in a while it's cool, but we'll see where it goes. But yeah, I like the Unlocked. I think the first episode airs next Saturday, I want to say, and I'll probably check it out. I'll probably just see how it is, and then go from there. After that, we had the Wolves versus Abyss and Storm for the TNA Tag Team titles. The Hardy Boys were ringside. They wanted to get a good look of their opponents the following night, which I think is airing next week on Friday. Everyone remember, TNA, this episode aired on Wednesday, but the next episode from here on out is on Friday. So remember that, guys. And Hardys were going to face the Wolves, so they were out there, you know, seeing all their moves and stuff. Like, they haven't already versed them 50 million times. They haven't versed them like 5 other times, but no, they have to really see their opponents. But it was a decent match. The Wolves came out with these like claws makeup thing on their chest, which I think looked really cool. Some people thought it looked stupid. I thought it looked really cool. And it was a really good match. One of my favorite spots was the Wolves basically, you know, running out, doing dives onto Abyss and Storm. And they did it like 4 times. They would run out, dive onto him, get back in the ring, run out, dive onto him. I thought that was really cool. 4 times. I mean, that's, you know, run in. I feel like they'd be out of breath so easily. And another favorite spot was when Abyss had them both going for a choke slam, and he went to lift them up, and they both did backflips and then drop kicked them. I thought that looked really cool. Basically, the match ended with it was Abyss. You know, the ref was looking at something else or something. I don't know. And no, I think James Storm or someone. No, Abyss. He was holding the cowbell thing or cowbell and rope that James Storm holds, and he was holding it with Eddie, and they were doing like a tug of war. He let go, and no, he's doing it with Jeff Hardy. I'm sorry. Jeff Hardy somehow got in during the match. Both the Hardy Boys attacked James Storm's Manic and the India wrestler. I forget his name. It's really long, and I don't know how to pronounce it. But his henchmen, they were fine with them. And then Abyss was holding the rope with Jeff Hardy. Abyss let go. Jeff Hardy ran into Eddie Edwards, which super kicked him in the face, getting the win. And so it looked like the Hardys kind of cost the Wolves the win, which, really they didn't. But they were trying to help. But I guess it was just trying to help their match going on that will air next week, I'm guessing. So, but before I get into any more about the TNA episode, Jeff Hardy, of course, on Friday yesterday, the lockdown tapings was taped. Jeff Hardy took a very, very nasty fall, and he was knocked out. They actually said fans ringside were saying that Jeremy Borash came out and was telling all the people that he's really knocked out. So really hope for a speedy recovery. Matt Hardy tweeted that he was actually hurt, and but once they get the X-rays and stuff, they won't know until then. But yeah, he is hurt, so that really, really sucks. I mean, it's crazy to think all these huge jumps Jeff Hardy's on, all these huge falls, and he hasn't really gotten serious hurt, and now he actually might. So we wish him a speedy recovery. I really hope he comes back strong and better than ever. But it was a really nasty fall. Like it was, he was on top of the cage door that swung out, so he was kind of, just like, his crotch was slamming into it. And I forget, James Storm hit him with the bell, so he was supposed to, like, fall over, I guess. But he literally fell, like, did a 180 and landed his back on steel steps. Like, it was crazy how just brutal it looked. And the sound just sounds like a gunshot. It was awful. But, yeah, I wish him a speedy recovery. Hopefully everything checks out okay and he comes back better than ever, and the doctors know exactly what's wrong and that they can fix it really soon. So, yeah, moving on, we're going to go with EC3 and Tyrus. They brought out Rockstar Spud to shave off more of his head. They cut a little piece of a part of his hair, and they wanted to finish the job. EC3 did. And so Tyrus brought him out, rocked him, and he body slammed him, which looked really brutal. And he was going to scalp. EC3 was saying he was going to scalp him, which I thought was kind of funny. And the New York City crowd was a very rowdy bunch. Throughout the night, they were cursing and stuff, but it was good. They were beeping it out. We're not beeping it out. They were like blanking it out. So like if you said a word, it would just nothing. You couldn't hear anything. So a lot of the promos were really hard to understand. That was one of the negatives. I think they needed to do a better job on that, beeping out the crowd. It's a rowdy bunch. And but you couldn't hear like some of the promos because everything was being beeped out. So that was a negative I saw, but nothing too bad. I mean, and another negative, or I will say another negative, it wasn't live. I was really hoping that was gonna be live, but spoilers were already out. I wasn't spoiled anything, but my friends were telling me something big is gonna happen in the main event. Everyone knew something happened where their timing was off and they had to not start right away or something. I don't know. But it wasn't live, but I was kind of disappointed in that. And now all their episodes are taped, so you can look at spoilers like right now. And I hate that about TNA. But moving on. So they basically they're about to cut Rockstar Spud's hair, shave him bald. And Jeremy Borash came in and told EC3 leave him alone. Jeremy Borash of all people stepped up, and he slapped EC3. But for some reason, the camera angle was literally dead on Tyrus's male area, and I don't know why that was the camera angle, and you missed the slap. But basically, EC3 said, change in plans, we're going to shave his head. So they literally, right through the middle, just shaved Jeremy Borash's head. So I did see a picture of him, and he is now bald, so that kind of looks weird. But, yeah, all right, segment, didn't really care. I think Rockstar Spud does something at Lockdown that is really sick. I won't say it, but moving on. EC3 gets some big heat, so I guess that's good. After that, we have Low-Key versus Austin Aries for the X Division Championship. They did an X Division package where showed, like, right before the match, they showed highlights of the X Division, like, from 2002 till now and stuff. That's exactly what I want to see when an X Division match happens. I want to see something. I want you to show the history of the X Division. I really, really liked it. And it was an okay match. I think it could have been better, but like TNA really, with their X Division matches, they go so quick. I really hate that. But it was a good match, and it ended in a really cool way. Loki was on the top rope, and he, like, I want to say Aries like picked him up and kind of like deadlifted him off of it and then hit the brain buster. So Austin Aries did get the win, which I'm kind of confused by because Loki won the Accident Championship, the last match of 2014, and then the very first match, 2015, he already loses it. And I really love Austin Aries. I think he's a great wrestler. I don't know, something I haven't taken to him as everybody else has. Like, everyone loves Austin Aries, but and I think he's a great wrestler, fantastic. I don't know, there's just something I really can't connect with him. But I feel like the Accident Championship is just made for him. They always give it to him. They always give him option C. I think they should definitely give it to more guys, like Kenny King especially, maybe Rockstar Spud in a future storyline or something. But I feel like it's always just the same people. Manic, I would love to see it because I just love TJ Perkins. And Tigre Uno, you can just give it, Tigre Uno, he doesn't talk much. So that he might not have it for a long run, but I feel like they need to give it to more people. I think they always give it to Aries, and I really don't like that. So, but it was a good match, and I really did enjoy it. So, moving on, we're going to talk about what happened. Oh, the Knockouts Battle Royal. Basically, to start off the match, Robbie E was talking about how he broke up with Brooke, he dumped her, and now he's with a hotter girlfriend, Velvet Sky. I did not that. We'll move on. So he was just talking about that, and then the match got underway, and it was royal. There is a new Knockouts Championship. They barely said. They said, oh, it's a new Knockouts Championship, but they didn't even, like, show it. But that was kind of weird. I was like, I thought they would show it more and talk about why they changed it. But no, different belt, just whatever. Guess they wanted to make it look better. But Knockouts Battle Royal, it was all right, spots everyone, it was basically to come down to Gail Kim, Havoc, and Terrence Terrell. And it was like, here, let me get a drink first. Oh, yeah, Brooke came out during the middle of it, and she attacked Robbie E. And I was like, why couldn't she have just been in the match instead of just having her randomly come out? Because it really wasn't that big of a pop, like, at all, which I think they were hoping for, TNA, but it was all right. So, hold on. I was trying to make that not awkward, but that really was. Sorry. But, yeah, it came down to Havoc. Gail Kim went to do, like, a head scissors or leg scissors or whatever on Havoc to get her out. Gail Kim fell on out, and Terrence Terrell came up and pushed Havoc out. So Terrence Terrell did get the win, retained her title, and but the best part, of course, was after the match. Havoc attacked Terrence Terrell, beat the crap out of her, and heard some rumors, so I knew it was going to happen, but I was really excited. Lights go out, and I was thinking, well, it took you long enough. Freaking Terrence Terrell got the crap beaten out of her, and finally you come to help. But lights were out for a while. Finally, you could hear the crowd chant, like, really starting to scream and really get loud. And they saw who it was. Awesome Kong returned to TNA, and which is really cool because she said in an interview in November that she would never return to TNA. Now she's back, and apparently at Lockdown, her and Havoc face off in a match. So I think that's really, really cool. And, the Knockouts division, when it was Taryn and Gail having those fantastic matches, it was really exciting. Then it kind of died down. Now I think Havoc and Awesome Kong can really bring it back up. So really excited Awesome Kong's back. Great return, and the crowd really gave her, the recognition she deserved. So moving on, Lashley versus Rude, the main event. So main event was kind of disappointing. It was third match of their big series. It was supposed to be the blow-off match, and I thought I thought their first match was better. I thought their second match was better. Third match wasn't that great. It was just setting up for the ending. So the ending comes, and during the match, MVP, they showed him backstage. He had come back, even though he said he was leaving with Kenny King. Came back, and it looked like they were going to turn on Lashley the entire night because Lashley was mouthing off to them. And usually, MVP's the head guy, not Lashley. But Lashley was finally mouthing off to MVP. It looked like he was going to be turning into a good guy. But MVP and Kenny King, they had two guys with, just random masks on, and they beat up some security guards, got in the arena, and they came out. And during the match, Bobby Roode was looking. They attacked the referee. I think it was Brian Hebner, I believe it was. They attacked him, and basically Bobby Roode was like, what the crap, this is stupid. And the two masked men get on top of the ring, so they're not on top of the ring. They're like ring, on the apron, They take off their mask, and it's Loki, and then Samoa Joe had already taken off his mask, but they didn't get that shock value. They only got it for Loki on camera. Then you turn, and it's Samoa Joe. So that's, I do like it, and I think that's good. They turned him heel, I guess. But then something really crazy and shocking happened. EY came out, and he had a chair to make this save, and, him, Team Canada, the original Team Canada, they came out. And EY, as soon as he had a chair, I was like, he's turning on him. And, of course, hits Bobby Roode in the gut with a chair and hits him in the back, and he leaves the ring. The ref magically rolls back in. Bobby Lashley gets the win. So did not like I had a lot of negatives about this, but I will talk about positives. But first talk about the negatives, just to get that out of the way. Bobby Roode, I think his title reign should have lasted a lot longer. And I don't think he should have lost the belt. And the two EY turning heel, I really don't get. Some guy was arguing with me saying, oh, he can't be a heel all his career. I'm not saying that. There was just no reason to turn him heel. He was fighting MVP, fighting Bobby Lashley, and now all of a sudden he joins them. I don't get that. And it was just, so many heel turns now. TNA, I think they always think they need a heel faction running TNA, which they really don't. It didn't work out with Aces and Eights. Immortal kind of went downhill. And what was the other one? Fortune was good. I don't know. Fortune was good. Immortal, But Fortune ended up joining Immortal, so that kind of ruined it. But they always feel like they have to have this heel faction. I really don't think they do. And it's like all these heels now. I didn't include guys like Garrett Bischoff was still on the roster, but I went on their webpage, looked at the roster, and I counted. It's 19 heels to 12 now, to 12 faces, which wasn't as much as I thought. I thought it was going to be a lot less. I thought it was going to be like 10 faces, not even. I thought it was going to be like 8. But now you have a heel James Storm group and a heel MVP group, and apparently Lashley is supposed to, I'm thinking, turn face, because I read another guy's review of it, and he said at the end it looked like Lashley didn't want to be a part of them. So I'm thinking Lashley's going to turn face, but I don't really see how that goes with Roode. And I just feel like it's all these top guys heels going against maybe one face, which is Bobby Roode right now, the big face. I don't know. Let me know if you know any bigger faces. But, yeah, I thought it was a disappointing ending. And it was a good show. It was, I think a lot of people were saying, it was a great opening episode and great way to kick off, and they're going in the right direction. But I think it was pretty easy for them to do a good episode to open it up. But now I think the true challenge is how far they can stay with it being good episode after good episode after good episode. And I don't know. I'm kind of worried for them. But it was a great opener. I'm excited. They do have a lot of potential. I'm excited for just to see where this new faction goes. I do want to see it, and I do want to see what they say about EY, because I still don't get why he joined. And Loki, I think he should have kept the X Division Championship. Now it just makes him look like, Austin Aries wins the title. Now it's just like, okay, well, he could have came into a heel group with a title, with some power, but now he's got nothing. So we'll see where it goes. I hope it's not just their MVP's henchmen. I hope they each get individual big storylines. But we'll see where it goes. I'm talking way too long. All right, move on. We're going to cut through Raw really quick, cut through Lucha Underground. Lucha Underground had a Aztec Warfare match, which was basically two guys start off, basically a Royal Rumble, but pinfall are the way to get people eliminated. So you literally had to go through 19 other guys. Everybody had to get pinned, and great match. It was the only match on the entire show, the 1 hour show, but it was still really, really good, and a new champion was crowned, or the first ever Lucha Underground champion was crowned. So I highly recommend, if you missed it, definitely go check it out. Moving on to Raw. We're going to go with Raw. I'm talking, basically the main point I had was Raw, too many heels won, I thought. Oh, I hate when they do that. The Authority's back. Way too many heels won. It just was a boring show, and I would say WWE, I would say, it was a bad show, or like I hated it and stuff, but the past months, Raw has been really bad, so really can't say much. But Bad News Barrett versus Ziggler in the Intercontinental Championship match, where Ziggler won. Then Kane was like, oh, I forgot. It's a 2 out of 3 falls. So Bad News Barrett won the Intercontinental Championship. Then on SmackDown, Bad News Barrett loses to Sin Cara. So I don't get where they're going with that. And people in the comments are saying, I hate how Bad News Barrett, or how you people are saying Bad News Barrett lost to a jobber, Sin Cara. Sin Cara is one half of the NXT Tag Team Champions. That gives him nothing. Kalisto is the main guy. Sin Cara is literally just a partner just to show how great Kalisto is. Yeah, Sin Cara does some great moves and stuff, and I wouldn't even I'm not calling him a jobber, but he loses all these matches and somehow he beats Bad News Barrett when he's Intercontinental Champion. I don't get that. So, moving on. Sorry, little rant, but Ascension, they faced off local competitors. Why would we need you to face local competitors on Raw? You did that on NXT every freaking week. We don't need to see that anymore. Feud them with the Usos, feud them with Miz and Mizdow. I don't care. They need to put the Ascension with somebody, and the Ascension's getting a lot of heat. I think really bad heat. Not even like I hate you because they're like bad guys, but they're making fun of Legion of Doom, making fun of Demolition and such. And a lot of people are saying it's poor taste that they're using their promos to get heat against somebody that's not living anymore. So yeah, they've gotten a lot of heat with that, and people have been saying they're not watching Raw anymore because of them, and it's bad heat. I don't even think they should have made them heels. They could have gone as faces, to be honest. But turn the Usos heel, I think. The Usos are kind of not getting boring. I think their matches are always good, but with the fans, they're not connecting as much. I think maybe turn them heel. Ascension, I think they're going in the totally wrong direction with them. Bray Wyatt versus Ambrose in an ambulance match is probably the only good thing about Raw. I would think the only good thing about Raw. And great match. It's supposed to be the ending feud. It's supposed to be the end to the feud. Bray Wyatt did get the win. And I think now they're just trying to make Bray Wyatt look good because apparently they're hoping to do Undertaker versus Bray Wyatt. I still think Undertaker versus Sting should happen, even though they're both like a million years old. But still, it's my dream, dang it. So many people's dream. Moving on. The Authority came back and they fired Ziggler, Ryback, and Rowan. And quite possibly the awkwardest and worst ending to Raw I've seen in a while. It was just confetti coming down as Cena looked all depressed. And he looked all depressed while Ziggler, Eric Rowan, and Ryback stood there all depressed and they left. But it was supposed to be this big, happy celebration and it looked all great. But Cena's so sad. I really don't care about this angle. Apparently, this was supposed to be their major angle leading into WrestleMania. I don't care about it. I think it's stupid that they actually want us to think that they really are fired. Come on, that's ridiculous. But yeah, a lot of negatives about Raw. I really haven't been enjoying it. Sorry if I try to be positive. I even have a segment on Saturday Night's Kickout to talk about the positives. Thank you for Lucha Underground and TNA for that. But moving on, NXT. It was really, really kind of bad this week. I will admit it was pretty bad this week. But next week, Zayn versus Championship happens. Finn Balor versus Tyson Kidd's doing so well. He did a promos about freaking kittens, and I was hooked. I thought it was so great and really good heel. I think he should be, a big main stage on the main roster. He's doing great in NXT, but him and Cesaro should be doing big things. Hopefully, like a tag team run. Tag team championship run maybe in the future. But yeah, you got Zayn and Neville. I kind of don't like that they're doing another championship match with those two. I think they should spread them out a lot more. But I'm expecting just this guy to come out and beat the crap out of both of them. I hear they are setting up for a triple threat match, Zayn, Neville, and Owens, so that'll be cool. But NXT was kind of bad this week, but next week it will be on Wednesday. Remember that, Wednesday night, and at a different time. It's going to be 8/7 Central instead of the regular 9/8 Central. So don't forget about that, guys. And I think that's it. Match of the week. I gotta give it. TNA was great, but I gotta give it to Lucha Underground's hour-long match. It wasn't an hour long. My friend WWE TNA 1152, check out his channel. He said that he's gonna do a review of it. So if you want to get a full in-depth review of that one match, please go check out his channel. He's gonna do it soon. And he told me it was 40 minutes, but it's with commercial breaks and such. So 40 minutes, but it was a great match. Highly recommend watching it. Kick out segment where I talk about all the positives that happened this week. TNA is back, and it's got a lot of potential. I'm really excited. Yes, I hated the ending, but I am going to look forward to see where it goes and see what they have in store for us. So hopefully it's not just the regular, we're taking over TNA heel faction. I really hope it's something different. And yeah, that should be good. Lucha Underground was great. NXT's got a good card next week I'm really excited for. Raw, we're in the road to Royal Rumble, so maybe things will start picking up. I'm excited. And yeah, so positive. TNA is going to do great. Ring of Honor is always doing big things. Wrestle Kingdom 9 was freaking epic, so you have that. You have that to be excited for. I know so many people that have rewatched it, but I'm dragging on way too long. Thank you for those 3 viewers that just third viewer that's watching this live. I do appreciate it. Like, comment, subscribe, all the good stuff. Follow me on Twitter at 7WWE Rocks. And yeah, thank you guys so much for watching. Hopefully you enjoyed. Please let me know your thoughts and comments, criticism and such. Please let me know in the comment section. I will take it all. Just be kind. Don't hurt my feelings. I'm wearing a Kevin Owens shirt. I'm awesome. Not really. Thank you for watching. And as always, have a nice day. Thank you, guys.